aside for a second so you can see how I like my kitchen to look when I go to bed at night and how I love to wake up for it to look in the morning. Spotless. Look at that. Counters cleared, simplified, always simplified. I've worked on doing that for years. I used to have homes where the counters were completely cluttered. The bar was always cluttered. The tables were cluttered. All the surfaces in the kitchen were cluttered. There was just stuff from the night before, groceries, all kinds of stuff that were on the counters. And I think that that was outrageous. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't want to live like that anymore. I'm going to move you a little closer so you get a better view of the kitchen. Okay, I didn't like that anymore. So what I ended up doing is that over the years, I mean, remember, I've been married 28 years, so I've been doing this a long time. But I didn't like a congested kitchen, so I have worked really hard to simplify my kitchen. Every year I simplify it more and more. Now, I've had giant kitchens. I've had gourmet kitchens. I've had chef kitchens. I've just had some really nice kitchens. I've had small kitchens, medium kitchens, large kitchens, oversized kitchens, like kitchens that I didn't even have enough stuff to put in the cupboards, so many things. I've had my kitchen to where my cupboards had things falling out of them, where you had to dig through before you could find something. I've had it to where you had to go all over the kitchen from one end to the other so that you can find anything. And guess what? That wasn't working for me. So I've changed things up after all these years. One of the first things I did was make sure, I feel like this is just not cool. What I did was just make sure that all of my cabinets were streamlined, okay? I went for years. When we bought this house, we purposely bought it because we knew we could feed our whole family, and it has a ginormous pantry. And that's where we want to be able to stock most of our food. And we still had plenty of room to have our family dinners in. So that's why we picked this house. If we end up never moving, it's okay. We can die in this house. It's fine with us. So what I'm going to show you is my kitchen cabinets. Now, I'll have to adjust the camera once or twice just so you could legit see what I have in my kitchen cabinets. But I'm telling you, my kitchens are streamlined. And I did just what I told you. For years, I would empty everything out. At least in the video I did the other day, I would empty everything out so that I could actually see what was in there, and started to organize it in a way that made it conducive with my lifestyle and the way I cooked and the way I did things. So my kitchen is very much set up to be functional for my family, my life, and the way I like it. And that's how yours should be set up too. All right, so first I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit, and I'm going to take you over here. Sorry for the blinding light. We're trying to decide if we want curtains there or not, because sometimes curtains end up being more of a bother. So first on the end, I have this cupboard. In this cupboard, I have our kitchen cups, and I have our a few things. In fact, I'll just open it and show you, all right? So this kitchen cabinet, let's see, can you see that very good? If you can see it, maybe you could say something. But on the top shelf is my husband's shelf. He has a little bit of a protein shake. He likes to use, loves what he's cooking a lot. And he has his bouillon special flavoring stuff. And sometimes he even has like drink mixes and protein shake, stuff like that, up in that top cupboard. The second cupboard is for my grandchildren, because when they come over, they need a special drink cup. There's a bottle in there. There's stuff I can put snacks in. I just keep it real simplified for my grandkids. And on the bottom shelf, all I have is cups for drinks. Now, I used to have a ton of very stressful dishes to get around. It used to be really chaotic in there, but I have worked really hard to simplify it. Oh, I didn't get to see that. Looks like that message disappeared. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I just realized it was up there. But anyway, so that's the cup cupboard. It's really easy because the kids always just want to grab a drink. I'll bring you along with me. How about that? And you could just come with me over here. Let's make sure you can still see the cabinets. And we'll go with that. Okay, hopefully that's good. Sorry, I am an amateur, obviously. I'm just trying to show you around the simple kitchen. Okay, so right here is my cooking area. I'm going to turn it a little more. Maybe we can get all those cabinets at one time. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so here is my sink. Okay, you can see I have a sink here, my kitchen sink. In this cupboard right here, I keep all my cleaners. It's a small cupboard. I don't have a lot of cleaners, so it makes it really easy. This is the cleaner I use. I just spray it on all my surfaces. I actually clean the bathrooms with it. I just keep it really simple. I also have Windex in here. I have hand lotion so that I can change these pumps out. And I have extra dish soap because I do not want to run out of dish soap. I have on the second level a pair of kitchen scissors, which I highly recommend because I use them so often for cutting open packages, for just cutting miscellaneous things in the kitchen. And then I have extra scrubbies because I hate running out of scrubbies. They're just stainless steel scrubbies, and I have copper scrubbies. And then on the top I have like oven cleaners and window cleaners, like a special streak-free one. And that's just what I keep on the top shelf because it's all I need in there. This is my plates and bowls cupboard. This cupboard is, you can see, I wasn't kidding when I said I downsized. My top shelf is empty. The only thing that's on my top shelf is those mats that you lay down on each shelf if you want to line your shelves, which I plan on doing, but I haven't decided for sure if I want to do that to this cupboard. So I just have some up there as I'm trying to fill that out and decide what I want in my kitchen. But I just have easy to reach bowls and then plates that are small so that my kids can get them easily. I also have chopsticks because for some reason we like chopsticks. These are my regular size plates, another size bowl, and then mini bowls for little people. It's kind of fun because these are just melamine dishes. Now, I've had all kinds of plastic dishes, I've had all kinds of glass dishes, I've had all kinds of dishes that you can even imagine. But it got to where it was just so complicated, I really needed to streamline it, simplify it. These look nice on the table. I can use them 24/7, 3 meals a day, 365 days a year. I can change it up if I want, but that works. All those dishes work for both of those times. The next cupboard that you're going to see, well, what I was going to tell you is that this is just really easy because if I'm making dinner, my dinner's here on the stove and I can just have them set out here and I can just grab what I need real quick, whether I'm doing cereal or if I'm making spaghetti, whatever I'm making, I can quickly put it there. The next cupboard is my spice cupboard. Okay, all right. Listen, I'm not perfect, but I like my spice cupboard organized. Don't you feel bad just because yours doesn't look like this. And maybe it looks way better. Maybe yours is fancier. Maybe you have typed out labels. I'm not into that because I change them about once a year when they start getting yucky. But this is my spice cupboard. I keep it real simple, real easy. Here you go again. So I just have it labeled according to what works for our family. You know, I have spicy spices. That's more for like Mexican food and like red pepper sauces and all that stuff. And then Italian seasonings because we cook a lot of Italian food. I keep my herbs up there for Italian food. I have meat seasonings, salts and mixes, grilled seasonings, and basics like salt, pepper, onion, garlic, you know, just things that you would use in a lot of different meals. I also have in the salts, because we use so many different kinds of salts, I just keep them all in this basket. I also keep like, there's just like a little bit of a dip. I keep my ranch mix stuff in here. So that's what we keep in this. That's what the mixes means. In the meat seasonings, it's just so like if I'm going to cook a roast or if we're going to do a special kind of, anything that we're going to cook in the oven is going to be used with the meat seasonings. So anything from cloves, like you might use that in a ham. You know, if you're going to make a roast, you're going to need rosemary, you're going to need sage, you're going to need bay leaves. Just all those different kinds of things that are in here. And then my husband, he likes to cook on the grill a lot. And so in here I have all kinds of grill mates that he can do. Steakhouses, spades, stubs, all kinds of things. My little guy, there. And then just smoky seasonings, steak seasonings. I mean, he has a love for these seasonings when he does the grilling. Because I'll tell you a secret, my husband's a firefighter, so he does most of the outside cooking. And he cooks outside, rain or shine. It's kind of nice. Although I do know how to do it, but I do most of my cooking on the stove inside. And then I already told you with the basics, we just have the salt, pepper, paprika, garlic, chopped onions, and an extra ranch mix. I could actually probably keep that up here just so we don't get confused. And then I have good old cooking spray and extra gravy mix or big sauces that don't fit in my containers. And it works really well. If you don't, when you come in, you want to cook and you need salt, you just pull out a basket. If you need 2 baskets, feel free, take them out. Just put the stuff back where it goes, and then we just take it and it goes slides in. So easy. You know, I didn't pay but $2 or $3 for each of those, and they've lasted me for 3 or 4 or 5 moves. Those are pretty handy and pretty great. Let's see. Oh, I don't have much in the cupboard up here. I think just my son has his silly seasonings. Yeah, that's just my son's, because he has some Asian stuff that we keep up there. And then, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this one real good. I'm going to move you over just a little bit so you can see that better. Okay, so this one is my easy grab and go cupboard. This cupboard is just things like my plastic utensils if I need something quick and easy to just throw on the counter. It has cinnamon because we use that for multiple things, especially for breakfast. I have salt and pepper so we can set the table really easy, and then some additional salt and pepper that we may need. On the second shelf, I have my blender because I like it here. It's easy, it's handy. I'm always going to make my frosting right here or anything. I'm going to blend with it right here. And then I have my my blender for like drinks and just different things I'm going to use the blender for. On the top shelf is just some random stuff, and that's all that I have in my cupboards. On this one, I don't know if you can see it over there, but I just have like herbs and spices, but for like capsule making, stuff like that. I don't know if you actually want to see what I have down below, because I'm not even sure you'll be able to. Let's try over here. How about that? I mean, you may as well, right? You may as well know how this kitchen works. And I just have a random drawer here on the end that you really can't see. It's not a junk drawer, but it does have some phone cables and stuff like that in it. Under here, I have, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can't really see that. Under there, I have just, let me try this over here. Yeah, that's better lighting. All right, so over there, we have, under my kitchen sink, I just have products that you use for under your kitchen sink. I don't have any babies around. If I had babies around, there's no way I would have this stuff in the cabinet. It just isn't safe. There's too many things they can get into. They don't need to be sucking on the lids. They don't need knocking them over. So either I would put a lock on the outside of the cabinet, or I would have them in a container that they couldn't get into. But these are easy. They're just my refills of stuff. They're just the things I use for mopping and cleaning. And that's what's in that cupboard. The next cupboard is just my dish rags. I just keep them folded in there, and I have dish rags in here. That's real easy. In here I just have my silverware, or cutting knives. Woo! My silverware, cutting knives, plastic, chopsticks, that kind of thing that goes in this one. In this drawer, I have all of our soup spoons and stuff, like ladles and things that are just too big to be here on the counter. Let's adjust that just for a second. And then I keep our pot holders here. Why? Because it's right next to the stove, so that makes sense to me. The next thing I have under here, you can't really see that. I'll give you a quick show of that. Those are just my pots and pans. I have really simplified my pots and pans. Have cookie sheets, a big cast iron skillet my husband loves, and then our copper pots, and then our couple of stainless steel ones on the bottom. I really don't have that many. Why? Because we know what we use, and we use them. We don't use them all the time. We just use them sometimes. So, and then my awesome oven that I love so much, and we're down to 3 cabinets left. So I hope you like that. All right, so this cabinet is opening this way, so you won't be able to see it that way. How about we bring you over here, okay? Sorry, you're getting a tour of the whole shebang today. Right here we have just plastic bags, plastic wrap. I have aluminum foil, I have saran wrap, I have wax paper, and then I have extra garbage bags that I use for whatever I need. And then down here I have my Tupperwares. And I also have our cheese graters. So I don't really have that much stuff. It doesn't take that much to run this big family. It really doesn't. The last cabinet I'll show you is my island, because my island is awesome. I love working with my island. The drawers on the island are Let's see, this is a lot more tricky. This is where I keep my pie stuff, the stuff I don't need very often. Our ice cream scoopers are in here. Just some miscellaneous things that we don't use all the time are in there, but you know, where else am I gonna keep it? I don't need it anywhere else. And then this is where all of our measuring cups are, measuring spoons are, some mixing spoons, just things that we're gonna use for baking mostly. And then down below, I keep all of our glass dishes. And those glass dishes are not that easy for you to see, and I apologize. You know, if you want to wait 2 seconds, here we go. I'll just take this down a notch. Sometimes these things are funny. Okay, now you can see it, sorry. But there you go. This is just my glass serving dishes. These are presentation dishes, just like I put vegetables on them and stuff. Have anything that's pretty much glass in here. It just is a sturdy cabinet, and it's only 2 shelves, so I'm not going to put too much in it. Therefore, it's going to work really simple. So I'm telling you, my life has had to become very simplified. I could not keep it complicated with all these kids. I mean, I have 12 kids, only 9 of them are here living at home, and this is the only way I can do it. I really don't need to complicate it in any way, shape, or form. And I just want you to, oh, you're welcome, Lindsay. I missed your earlier comment. I don't know if you asked me a question. If you did, I'm more than happy to answer it now. If you have any questions about my kitchen, feel free to ask. I'll just sit here for a couple minutes, and then, you know, I just want you to know that just because you have a lot of kids or a few kids doesn't mean you need to have an extra big or small kitchen. And even if you have a giant kitchen, don't be afraid to have empty cabinets. Don't be afraid to have empty cupboards. It's really not as bad as you think. It's actually kind of freeing. That space is so nice. It's kind of like the difference between living amongst a ton of trees where you can't see the forest for the trees and going to a wide open space like in Las Vegas where you can see for miles without any problems. So that's what I'm talking about. Just keep it really simple the best you can. You know, get rid of the extra things that you don't need. Hopefully you have a simplified enough meal plan that oh, good. I'm so excited. That's awesome. That's what I'm hoping that you see, because, you know, there's only so many days a week that we need like bowls and things for holding extra things. You only need so many mixing bowls. I have 4. I have 4 different sizes because it depends on what I'm actually mixing. You know, you only need so many serving dishes. You only need so many dishes to eat out of. And you know, just anything that you can do to simplify your kitchen. If a kitchen this small can work for my large family, even when we have everybody over for dinner. I mean, if I have 12 kids, their 2 spouses, and my 2 grandchildren, even 10 more people in here. I mean, we've had baby showers here. We've had other activities here. And there is a beautiful flow that happens right here in this kitchen. And I can keep easy 50 to 100 people in this house. And even if I set up some tables out back, where we can do it. And it's all because it's just a very streamlined kitchen, but I have everything I need right at my fingertips. And I can't wait to show you my pantry. It'll be a lot of fun. So take care with that, and I hope that you have a lot of good luck, and I do hope you feel inspired to simplify your kitchen, because I notice that dishes are a lot easier for me to do and put away right away when I don't have so much. And I notice that it's easier for me to cook because I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know what I have to use, and that works really well. And then I also notice that I enjoy being in my kitchen because it's not overwhelming. The counters aren't all full of clutter. The drawers aren't so complicated to get in and out of. It's just more of a joy to come in my kitchen. So I hope you liked the kitchen presentation, and I just want you to know that if you have a clean kitchen, it's always great to go to bed with a clean kitchen, and it's even more wonderful to wake up to a clean kitchen. And that's all I have. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great day.